I built a real Batman gliding cape. It starts as a regular cape on your back, but with the push of a button, it expands into a full-size glider. The plan is to fly like Batman, but I have no experience with wings or gliders of any kind, so this needs to work so I don't go splat. This video is sponsored by WB Games. It all started when I got this giant wing, but it's not actually meant for flying. It's only meant to surf with on the water.
Then why are you on the roof?
Yeah, all right, whatever. I thought about flying.
Oh God!
What would you think when you got a giant wing?
It could have been like Batman's glider.
We just get a little gas tank because it's inflatable, and then bang, instant wings, and we can just fly.
Don't even have insurance, bro.
They don't need to know that.
Then I put some jets on my hand to see if that would help.
I saw you take off a couple times. This is stupid.
Feels like some shit I would think of when I was like 5.
Sure.
We'll just give some jets, and then like a wing, and we'll jump off the roof.
It looks pretty sweet, but like, would it actually work if I hucked it off a building with this? Well, it really didn't work for this guy. French tailor named Franz, Paris, 1912. Guy built his own wearable gliding suit. He then convinced a city to let him huck it off the Eiffel Tower. He told everyone he was gonna use a dummy, but on the day of the jump, he was so confident, he jumped himself. Yeah, he didn't make it. So yeah, I'd love if we could avoid that. Also, every other homemade glider vid I can find isn't much better.
I'm gonna jump.
Yeah, this is gonna be hard to pull off. Like, I mean, really hard. Let me just lay it out for you. We can't just use a wingsuit because you need a parachute to land. If you try and land without one, you also go splat. No one has ever made an expandable glider like this that you can wear and land with. Personally, I have zero experience with gliders. I've never built any sort of airplane or airfoil. Also, I have no experience sewing fabric. Like, at least Franz was a tailor. Also, personally, I'm heavier right now than I ever have been, which is not ideal for flying. So I'm gonna have to lose like 25 pounds throughout this video. It's not looking great. Like, if I can pull this off though, y'all gotta drop that like and hit the subscribe button. Honestly though, I'm super pumped. This is why I love engineering. You get to figure stuff out like this and bring your wildest dreams into reality. I know I'm gonna fail a lot, but like, who cares? I'm gonna learn a ton and be better for it. So as long as we're being safe, we do everything in small steps, I think I can become Batman, all right? Call me crazy. The main problem is size. It's gotta be big enough to lift us. The cape in the movies is too small and won't work in real life. Also, it's gotta go from a cape to a rigid wing to glide with. Like in the movie, Batman uses memory cloth to make it firm up when you electrify it. And like, maybe you could do that with nitinol or some other nanotech. That's so complicated and would just weigh a ton. If I'm gonna be Batman here, we gotta keep it simple. And the easiest way would just be to play the game DC Worlds Collide, the sponsor of today's video, where you can play as Batman and use all his abilities and powers, and it's all free. Like right here, you can see he flies down from the building using his grapple gun as an assist, but then it looks like his cape slows him down at the end and lets him land. Like, that seems way easier in the game than in real life. But this new squad-based RPG lets you play as all your favorite DC characters. Talking Batman, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, Superman, and even his dog Crypto, who's coming later this summer. Like last week, we actually went to the Superman premiere. And let me say, Crypto kind of carried. Of course, we had to go in disguise too. Couldn't let anyone know my real identity. Honestly though, this picture is so sweet. Like, DC, let me get in a movie. Until then though, I can still play as Superman in the game with a bunch of game modes. Boss battle where each villain can fight on different days, elite arena with 3 heroes per squad, mini games, and more. Also, if you're really good, you can play in Victor's Arena, where the top 64 players compete in an end of season bracket. There's also crazy graphics and awesome animations. It's giving me too many ideas for stuff to make next. Speaking of that though, in the game you can collect legendary DC vehicles like the Batmobile, which I actually already made in real life. Yeah, again, let me tell you, way easier in the game, and it looks sweet. You can also collect the invisible jet and the haunted tank, which again, tempted to try and make. So click the link below or scan the code to download DC Worlds Collide for free. And use this code to get 100,000 coins in game. Also, thanks to WB Games for sponsoring this video. So this is my genius engineer friend Alan, who apparently has owls now, which are basically like bats. Maybe we can copy their wing design.
Angry crow.
Looking at these birds close up, you can see how their wings bend in half and just fold up onto their back. Perfectly tucked away, ready to peck your eyes out. Oh no, I dropped it.
That's alright, he'll grab it. He'll go grab it.
Okay.
Actually, more like eyebrows.
Yeah, they really are.
Some sort of hang glider that folds up like these bird or bat wings, it could work. But I've never built a glider. In fact, I know nothing about them. So I think we gotta go get some experts to show me how to fly. Another thing I'm a little concerned about is my weight. They said they have to be under 200 pounds. That might be my biggest concern right now. First person ever to be too fat to fly. Just gonna go talk to these gentlemen, huh? We're a little late to the hang gliding lesson, but they explained everything I need to know on how to properly glide. Tell them
For the same
something like this a little bit.
Them as low as we can be comfortable. There you go.
Great.
Okay, light touch.
Yep, light touch.
You can let go, Ella.
All right, we're turning, so I want to go this way.
Other way, other way.
Other way, my bad. See me do that?
That was crazy.
Yeah, I totally wanted to go all the way over to the right.
No one could tell you were off course.
Really? Did it look like pretty on straight?
Well, I mean, like, we were all up here. It was hard to see.
Oh, okay.
Now let it out.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
To the hip?
Push out.
Push out.
Relax.
Oh, okay, all right.
Now run.
Okay.
Eyes up.
Yeah.
Stop.
Okay, stop. Eventually, I started to get the hang of it.
Push out a little bit. Hips to the left. Hard left. Hard left. Now push out.
Yeah.
Nice. There it was.
And finally, I was able to launch and glide all on my own.
Oh, baby.
Heck yeah.
Oh, baby.
Don't be flying.
Oh, baby. Woohoo. Dang, bro. Let's go. You got it. Oh, sick. Woohoo.
But how hard will it be to make a folding cape glider?
Such subtle things on these gliders that companies over the years experience. They go, all right, we're going to change this, we're going to fix this, and it comes to this. The wires in the back, when I first started, they didn't have that. And if you went into a dive,
You stayed in a dive.
you stayed in a dive.
Really?
You crashed and died.
Wow.
Oh God. Turns out hang gliders are super precise and finely tuned with over 70 years of testing. Basically, it'll be a straight miracle if I can make one on the first try with no experience. On top of that, there's a bunch of different parts and rods that take about an hour to put together. Just flying away. Oh, those are the wheels. I thought that was like for lifting. This thingy looks...
No, don't do that.
Structural. Making all of that fold up onto my back and then fold out in a few seconds sounds like a nightmare. Like our first inflatable wing design would be great, but it's too small and won't work at the size we need. Luckily, I got my eye on this. It's called the Whoopie Fly, and it's basically an inflatable hang glider. Honestly, I've been thinking about this idea for like the last 10 years, back when it came out. As a kid, I dreamed of having one of these things, but they got discontinued for unknown reasons. Now you can't get them anywhere. But like, it's exactly what we need. Now my only references are some pixelated videos of people in Japan and Switzerland flying these things. So I spent days getting every one of these clips, translating each video, getting all the info I could. Basically went full detective to try and reverse engineer this gliding wing. So for the glider, these cross sections create the airfoil wing shape. So the pressure inside the wing, along with one crossbar, is all you need to keep the shape and actually fly with. So I made a quick small scale prototype to test the shape and see if it'll even glide.
First glider test.
Yeah, it's not great.
Tail added. Weight added.
But after moving the center of gravity back, it works a bit better. At least good enough to take a crack at a 1/4 scale inflatable fabric model, which I have no idea how to make. But I think if I get a projector, we should be able to trace and cut out all the parts we need, then eventually sew them together.
Projector secured.
One last thing I want to do.
Here we go. Full of these.
These are bouncing frisbees, basically a mini Captain America shield as a toy. So fun, and they're actually in Target and Walmart. So I had to move a couple of them next to the Captain America toys. So if you're in stores, go look for them where they sell frisbees, or grab one right now with the link below.
Oh yeah, one more thing.
There we go. Sorry, Jimmy. It's all part of our new toy company called TrichTech, where I'm turning my inventions into toys y'all can actually get. We've got web shooters, these bouncing frisbees, and dancing venom, with some toys I'm super excited about on the way. But like, look how cool these are. So if that interests you, definitely check it out, link below, and follow TrichTech to keep up to date.
Tracing setup is set up.
Projector up there, boom, right down on the table. A little bit of a ripstop fabric for a glider. Should be able to trace this out and then cut it out. And then do that like 20 more times. Really have to figure out the scaling thing too.
Once I'm done with these 20 pieces, we get to do 20 more.
Now I have to sew it all. Also, for whatever reason, sewing machines have more buttons and instructions than a nuclear reactor.
This is actually crazy how complex this is.
First stitches. Probably gonna mess this up, but that's okay.
Middle section done. This is the middle, and then wing, other wing.
That's not gonna make you fly.
You're a hater. I need new friends. You know, they say surround yourself with like people who will motivate you and stuff. You gotta get that guy out of there.
We have our first considerable mess up.
I sewed in this piece and then the one behind it backwards. I don't know how many more I've sewed in backwards. but at least some of them are backwards. We have to fly with this, by the way. All right, that took a while. But about 60 pieces in 2 days of sewing later, we have a glider. Or it could be a sleeping bag. But. Okay, I think multiple things are happening. I think first, I put the tail on upside down. Second, it's really crooked. I made a shitty air mattress. Time to add in the EDS, which is gonna hopefully keep it inflated. Battery, speed controller, turning knob to turn it on. Question is, will it work though? I don't know what I expected. Yeah, unfortunately, this glider is more warped and unstable than the Joker himself, so we gotta make another one. This time, we're not going middle out. We're just gonna do straight left to right. This means all the sections are sewn the same direction and should make it not warp. I'm also reslicing and scaling each piece as precisely as I can to help it fit together better. So another 3 days of cutting and sewing, and we've got ourselves a version 2. Glider version 2.
Ooh, looks better, huh? Not bad.
God, ooh. Might not have looked like it, but I think that's progress. Attached a 5-pound metal bar to the bottom. That's inspired. All right, cool. I think it's promising enough to try a full-scale model. Still gotta be super careful and as precise as possible with everything we do. Like this projector wobble is probably not helping. That is not good. Let's fix that. So with everything in place, let's trace and cut out all the parts full size now for hopefully the final time. The final model is 4 times longer than before, but the area is 16 times bigger, which means 16 times more cutting and sewing. Unfortunately, this is gonna take hundreds of hours to finish.
I don't really know how else to film this. I hope you can see all this, but we have just finished cutting out the pieces. Actually, sorry, this is only half the pieces for the Batman glider. Yeah, this is just for one of the wings. Like we have to do that entire process, and everything you see here, we have to go do again. It looks pretty legit, but you gotta keep in mind, I don't know what I'm doing. And all of this is all just based on drawings from internet videos that are like 10 years old. None of it's tested. It's literally just all eyeballed. And now I'm in way too deep to stop, so.
I wish I could just like snap my fingers and do the YouTube transition in like real life. All right, we now have cut out and organized all of the pieces. And the good news is they all seem to add up. Like that hole is supposed to be there between all the pieces. And now I gotta sew it all together. This is a lot. This is a lot. Finished up about half the wing, and to give you an idea of what's going on. So I have to sew this new piece onto the rest of this in the exact right way. Also, keeping track of all of this fabric and edges is much harder than before. It's actually such a nightmare. Tell me if that makes sense. This edge has to get sewn onto this edge. It's so confusing, and it's massive. And to make it worse, the sewing machine was not having it either. Knew it was gonna jam. Sewing machine. Not great considering I have to fly with this thing. Power. I hate this thing so much. Honestly, I started going a little crazy. Why does it suck? Another entire day of sewing. You guys wonder why I never upload videos? Because shit like this. Like I really had to lock in and dig deep. It's all just a mind state. Like I kept playing it cool, not letting anything get to me. Sorry to see that. Felt so good though. Shattered so well too. Now I do need a new sewing machine now. And we're back. Finally, we got to the last stitch. Now it's time to inflate it and see if it was all worth it. All right, going to try to blow this up. Not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It looks insane, like a giant batwing / manta ray.
Solid already.
Dare I say, maybe even glidable.
I feel like it's gonna do something.
I don't know what to do. I didn't know we'd get this far.
Plus, I've been dropping weight too. I'm down about 17 pounds and feel a lot lighter and hungry.
We're getting lighter, and the glider's almost done. I'm gonna be the most shredded engineer.
You think James is the most fit right now?
James might be.
I don't know. Have you seen Mark's pecs lately?
I know, Mark's got some pretty crazy peg. I don't want to jump on it.
Oh!
Oh God.
Well, at the very least, it might cushion my fall.
For the crossbar, I'm using a telescoping design with a hinge in the middle. That way it can sit on my back, and hopefully when I inflate the wing, the air pressure will pull out the bars and they'll lock into place with some spring-loaded locks. Like just one button for everything, super clean and easy. In my mind, it works. Adding some of these high-powered EDFs should be enough to inflate it fast and keep the pressure.
It looks a lot safer than the other times you've used those.
I know. Hopefully. Yeah. Then you go and look at this and it's like, is it that?
Lastly, I'm adding an optional tail for stability, but if I don't like it, I can just fold it down out of the way because it's all fabric. It's finally all together and holding strong.
No way this goes wrong. Who's ready to go fly?
So let's pack it all up into its cape form and take it outside. And there it is. Everything we need to fly right in that cape.
Holy shit, I just saw my reflection. I look insane. You get the idea, right? We could probably pack this in a little bit better.
That's Batman.
Swing that in like that. Try and make me look skinny.
I mean, for a full-size glider and a cape, it actually doesn't look that bad. Sure, it's a little bulky, but Batman's cape is already pretty big, so honestly, pretty happy with how it's looking. Especially when you hit the fly button. Yeah, that is insane.
That's crazy, bro. It's working way better than I thought. Does it look sick?
Yeah.
I feel like it looks crazy.
Huge.
It's massive.
It's so dope.
All right, back to the hill for the first flight test.
Maiden voyage. Now it's real. Now I'm getting a little nervous. I didn't think we'd be here.
I would rake it in. I'm hoping he dies. Yeah.
This is my supportive team right here.
Personal time.
I would rake it in. I'm hoping he dies.
First of all, not me.
The raw clip. I'm literally editing it.
Honestly, I'm just praying this thing even slightly works and that the hundreds of hours I spent on it weren't for nothing. But right off the bat, I wasn't feeling much lift. We then just tried walking it down the hill to see if we could feel any lift at all. At this point, the hang glider expert had zero faith and basically said we were cooked.
It also seems like it's just the design of the wing. You're not going to get lift from this design. You don't have that design here. You have a big balloon. Gravity's pulling you down. It's being pushed out the back to give you forward motion. This doesn't seem have it. I don't know what to tell you other than
No, yeah, I'm thinking.
This is rough to hear. Based on all my small scale tests, I still had some faith. Like maybe the center of gravity was the issue. So for the next test, I forced myself back as far as possible to try and keep the wingtips up.
Oh! Dude! You were flying for a second.
Yeah, it's kind of close. I could make myself a little further back.
It actually felt better. Not great, but a little better. Enough to give me a sliver of hope.
I tasted it.
Yo, what up? Dude, this is nuts! How you doing? How we doing?
Also, this is Hunter, an aerospace engineer with a decade of hang gliding experience. So we got back to work testing and figuring out exactly what to do to make this glider fly. And after a few more tests, we were actually able to get a small glide when he pulled himself way back, confirming we do need to fix the center of gravity.
We were flying way up at the front. That causes this. Straight nosedive. We gotta figure out how to do is make it just go from here to here. Look how much farther it flies.
Adjustments now made, back to the hill for another test.
Dude, that was just from a little gallop.
Okay, that was insane.
That worked. Right?
Yes.
I'm not tripping. That worked.
Yes.
Light work.
That was crazy.
Let's go, baby.
It was working much better now, and we were consistently getting some solid glides. Honestly, such a miracle I even got this far, considering it's the first glider of any kind I've built, and it's inflatable. But now it's constantly turning right, so every time we start gliding, it just crashes on that side. So to fix that, we tried adding a literal bag of sand to the opposite side as a counterweight.
It's turning, so we added about 10 pounds of sand, and now it's too heavy. And now we're gonna drain it out.
This will hopefully pull the other side down, fixing the turn and straightening out the flight. It actually kind of helped, but it's not ideal because it's super unstable from the massive weight on the tip. So we ditched the sandbag and taped up the wing instead.
The Bat Cave right now doing some maintenance.
What happened?
Got to know the password.
This makes the wing smaller for a little less lift on one side and hopefully no turn.
We're dialing it in.
This really worked. The glider was finally flying straight and then finally liftoff. All the modifications are working and we're finally flying like Batman.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, we did it! Yeah!
It's just like, I'm in the air, I'm in the air. One was like the seagulls.
I know.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, well, now what do? I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah.
All right, a little zoom.
To properly test this though, we need a bigger hill. 3,000 feet should be enough.
We're gonna go huck ourselves off a cliff.
Why? Why again?
For the video. Here we go again. Sure about this? Seems higher. I don't know why. I don't know what
After seeing it though, we decided to use a legit glider to get the feel of it and learn what flying is like super high up.
Wind's buckled, laces are tied. Sweet. All right. Hey, we're flying.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
We're doing it. Yeah. Nice launch run.
Thanks, dude. That's insane.
This was one of the craziest experiences I've ever had. It's like 1,000 times more epic and scarier than how it looks in the movies.
Just Superman it.
Righteous! Yeah! No hands, baby, let's go!
It's also a great learning experience too.
So light grip, two fingers, just pull it towards you.
So nice.
Righteous!
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah!
It's like a roller coaster, but like 1,000 feet up.
Yeah.
And nothing beneath you.
Yeah.
Hypothetically though, what if we were to fly the Batman cape off a building just like Batman? What might that look like? Hypothetically, of course, he said as the screen fades to black for a dramatic effect.
The Lamborghini then. Much more subtle.
There it is, guys, expanding Batman cape glider. Do gotta come clean, we did use our Batman stunt double, just in case it didn't work. You know, didn't want to end up like Franz. But the fact that it flew that smoothly with like a human size and weight payload, that's a win in my book. Got a million likes though, and I'll try it for real. And thanks to WB Games for sponsoring this video.